Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. February 20th. February 20th. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Markets are basically in balance. You did break in the ES the 6157 level that I talked about yesterday, but the market just went up, broke that level, and now we're back inside yesterday's range, below the midpoint. This market is indecisive. It's like not really. Yes, did it make new all-time highs? Not in futures, it hasn't yet, but in the SPY or SPX, it has. Same with the QQQ, but the Nasdaq futures hasn't haven't made an all-time highs either. Right. So this big level of 61.32, which is the most traded price of the rolling year in the current year, and the month, and the week, is just a monster level. Okay, talked about that yesterday. Now Trump's talking about tariffs on lumber. So that's new tariff talk. This market just doesn't know what it really wants. It can look bullish yesterday, but look, we're back inside the range, the balance range now, right? That's what's kind of going on with this market. Today, there's a lot of Fed speak. Walmart came out earnings that were disappointing this morning, so they're down like 7.82%. That's what's been going on. Microsoft had a breakthrough in quantum computing, and let's get into this. This market has been very uninspiring lately. Low volume. Um, then all of a sudden it gets a spark, and then there's some movement. But every day there's a disconnect, pretty much in the market. In the beginning of the day, we'll get into that in a second. I'm going to show you some things I've been looking at. All right. But without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with gathering exposure level, supply and demand, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day, and as well as my bread and butter, the market internals, which shows me the strength under the hood or weakness under the hood of the market. Now, every day I do this in the mornings. All right. Hopefully, you can come join me and subscribe, set an alert. All right. So every day, I give you the news, the story of the market, give you long and short trade scenarios, and I did drop a new trading video yesterday. Hopefully you got to see that. I posted it on my YouTube Shorts, as well as my X at Gonzo719 and my TikTok, Gonzo719Trader. And of course, you could always find that on my new Discord server, Confluence Trading. Okay. Now, if you enjoy my content, you can smash that like button. That would be much appreciated. You can wait to the end. That would be fine too. And let's get right into futures. And let's see what's moving markets today. So the leader today is the VIX, up 2.42% at 15.64. Silver up 1.58, Bitcoin's up 1.34, gold up 0.86, Ether up 0.68, crude up 0.36, 30-year bonds being bought, Nasdaq's down 0.23, Russell down 0.23, ES down 0.29, dollars down 0.30, the Dow is down 0.32, the 10-year yield is down 0.55. Interesting, right? Now, Mag 7 Plus, let's see. Coinbase up 0.41. There's not a lot of strength here. Tesla's up 0.35. And Nvidia's up 0.22. Microsoft's up a little bit. But let's see here in laggards, right? Got Boeing down 2.24, JP Morgan down 0.30, Broadcom down 0.49, Amazon down 0.68, and Meta down 0.69. Maybe some profit taking is continuing in Meta. All right, let's look at the top sectors here. We have Snowflake up 1.04%, Qualcomm up 0.18, and that's about it. Now, as far as laggards, we'll go to the bottom here. We have United Healthcare down 0.21, Procter & Gamble down 0.23, Home Depot down 0.29, Uber down 0.51, Costco down 1.30. Maybe that's because of the Walmart. And Walmart down 7.76. Now let's look at the granular list here and let's see who's moving the markets. Now I believe that's Herbalife. Wow. I could be wrong about that. About that's called Herbalife. I'm pretty sure it is. All right. So, wow. And Baba reported earnings. That is I used to own Baba. I think at like 80 something or 70 bucks, and that is disappointing, right? Jesus. So Baba's up 10.76, Shake Shack up 9.47, Baxter up 7.11. INQ getting some love, maybe because of Microsoft. Bosch Health up 3.84. Lam Research up 2.27, and Roku up 2.15. MicroStrategy up 1.53. All right, let's look at the laggards today. Who's lagging today? Unity Software down 9.27. Carvana down 8.59. Palantir, with government spending knocking defense budget down 8%, I believe. They are down 4.60. Wayfair down 3.95. Supermicro Computers down 2.90. Target down 2.33, probably with Walmart. HIMS down 1.86. Hood down 1.74. And CrowdStrike down 1.59. That is the granular list here. Now we're going to move on to the guts of the market, the sectors. Let's do that and see who's leading here. That would be not much of a leader there. Semis up 0.07. 0.07. And then laggards are technology, down 0.12. Discretionary, down 0.15. Financials, down 0.25. And the loser today is Staples, with your Walmart and your Costco moving down. So down 1.10. All right. So that's kind of like Staples and your retail, right? With Costco and your Walmart. Now, we can get into some economic calendars, some news. Let's do that. All right. Now, so today we have initial jobless claims. Philly Fed. This is at 8:30. They tend to not really move the market as much. And we have the horrible timing of a Fed speaker at 9:35 a.m. Right. Then you have Muslim speaking at 12. Fed bar 2:30. Hope to not be trading at these times. But the Fed Goolsby or Goldsby. Let's see what he has to say. I'm actually gonna set a little alarm just to. I usually set an alarm on my phone to just let me know to be wary of news. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. I don't want to forget that. All right. So that's really the news. I mean, the economic calendar. Um, like I said, this week's kind of light. Yes, tomorrow you have PMI and you have existing home sales and Michigan consumer sentiment. Michigan consumer sentiment can move markets. Okay, let's get into some news here. Let's see if this is going to show us something. It is. All right, so let's look at this together. Walmart has unveiled an outlook for sales in the 2026 fiscal year that were below forecast, and a potential sign that the big box retailer may feel the impact of fading optimism among inflation hit customers. U.S. listed shares in Alibaba rose more than 9% in pre-market trading after the Chinese e-commerce titan reported better than expected third quarter revenue. Carvana shares slumped in pre-market U.S. trading on Thursday as analysts flagged as a lack of details around used car platform's current year outlook. Let's see here. Palantir dropped following news that CEO Alex Karp had adopted a new stock trading plan, along with a report that Pentagon has been directed to prepare the annual defense budget cuts of 8%. I was mentioning that before. Then Grab issued a full-year revenue forecast that fell short of analyst expectations as it faces strong competition in both its food delivery and ride-hailing segments. The outlook sent the Singapore-based group U.S. listed shares tumbling more than 8%. All right. That's there. Let's look at more news. Trump adds lumber list of goods facing tariffs over the next month. Let's see. Tesla cited by U.S. regulators over workers' death. Let's see. Most U.S. manufacturers forecast layoffs at Vietnam operations with Trump tariffs, survey shows. Let's see what else here that we haven't covered. Just trying to see anything that stands out to me. Let's see what United Health Group has to say. The insurer said on Wednesday a mistake at the hospital was behind the phone call that led to a surgeon being pulled from the operating room to defend a patient's inpatient stay, a move that was eventually criticized by billionaire Bill Ackman. The company said that it had already improved the treatment and overnight stay. Okay. Let's see here. All right, that's about it here. Let's look at the juice. Let's see if the juice has anything for us today. Let's refresh here. Let's go to risk. Um, let's see. Trump was saying some stuff yesterday. Let's see. Tax cut to be extended. Reciprocal tariffs on trading imbalances. Will significantly cut taxes for domestic and oil and gas producers. 50% tax on products made in the U.S. Reciprocal tariffs on countries with unequal trading. Let's see here. That's what he's talking about. But the tariffs on lumber was the real thing. Let's look at upgrades, downgrades. We have BP upgraded. Lam Research upgraded. Neutral to positive. Let's see here. Roku upgraded. Underperformed the hold. Snowflake neutral to buy. All right, let's go to downgrades. Downgrades, we have UBS Group downgraded. That's about it. Now, we're going to go over to daily charts now. Let's get right into those daily charts. All right, this is daily charts. So, you don't really see it as much in SPY per se on the SPY chart, right? But in futures, you see it. That we're in a 3 day balance. This doesn't look that much like a balance when you make all time highs like that, but in futures, we are. Okay, so yesterday you pushed above here, made new all time highs, right? So where are we at now? 611.25. We are right pretty much almost at the midpoint of yesterday's session, right? So all this gain is taken away and we're back into the middle of yesterday's session. So if you just said the candle was here, right, you kind of have a 3 day balance, right? So let's look at futures, and futures really tells the tale here, and we'll look at it in depth more. Okay, look at futures. See the difference? Balance. It's like a 4 day balance now. It's last month's highs caused resistance, right? So futures tell a different story, right? It gives it more representation of balance than the actual SPY. And remember, the SPY doesn't have a day on Monday, and the futures does. So that's also a difference. Okay. Now let's get into the Qs. Right now, Qs made all-time high yesterday, a new one. Right, right. This key level right here. All right above last week's highs. Okay, where are we at now? 538.40. 538.40 brings you to like the mid, also close to the mid of yesterday's session, right? So all this is taken back and we're back into the mid. Now, in a balance, see, this has more of a balance look. If you go ahead and make that test move up, right? If you don't get continuation and you start going the other way, you're going to test the other side of balance. Okay? It's balance rules. Let's look at futures. And you look at this balance. Look at these days, right? And these are pretty much 24-hour candles. So you're really you are holding above last month's highs, but you're having resistance at last week's highs, right? You can see that here, right? You can see that definitely here. We're above all moving averages. We just have to see. Now, for a stark contrast, right? Let's look at the Dow. Look at the Dow. Not making all-time highs and just chopping, right? This little wedge here, like you're just chopping. This is not strong, right? Let's look at the Russell, the small caps. Look at this. Not close to all-time highs at all, and you just been chopping around in a bit of a wedge as well, kind of compressing. Probably eventually going to make a move somewhere. But look at this. It's right at the year-to-date anchor VWAP, right? You're just all in 100 moving averages, 50-day moving average, 20-day simple moving average. You're all here. It's compressing, right? So that's not very strong. Now, if we look at the equal weighted, the RSP, this is just equal weight. Look what's happening. All-time highs is 188. We're down here, and we're just this is the equal weight, right? Not the Mag 7. Everything's equal, right? So this, I mean, can we break out here? Of course, but look what we've been doing. We've tried to break out from this level multiple times. Can that change? Sure, right? Sure. This I'm just showing you this because it's just kind of what I see under the hood every day. Okay. So now that I'm saying that, right? Let's get into a couple other things that I can show you. All right. I'm going to bring up my market internals here just to show you, right, what I've been seeing. All right. If I take this zoom in here, right now, I just want to show you every day how this gets represented, right? So let's take this day, and you see that in this particular day, equal weight, which is the overall market, was stronger than the market cap. Not by much, but it was a little bit of a disconnect, right? If you go to the next day, see how the equal weight, which is the overall market, stronger than the market cap, right? And market cap just means those big sectors, right, that really have heavy weight, right? So we keep going. This is a day where really was very choppy and just the equal weight was weaker. And then we come to Tuesday. Look how strong equal weight was compared to the market cap, right? So you have some of these small little sectors that are getting some love, but the market cap is not. Now look at yesterday. Started out equal weight was strong, and then finally the market cap took over the equal weight and then pushed the markets higher. Now why I'm showing you this is generally these work together, and when they work together, you get a nice move, right? You get a nice move. That's just our market, right? To take this one step farther, I want to take it one step farther. I'm going to bring you to a chart. It's pretty good to see a chart like this, and just to give you an overall breadth here. Okay, so this is the bullish percent index. That's basically like point and figure chart for the SPX, and basically it shows you the percent of stocks that are in a buy signal or a sell signal, and we're at a 54. So that obviously is in the middle, right? 54% of stocks are in a buy signal, and then what you would have to say 40. Why am I blanking here on that? 40, 46% are on sell signals, right? That's basically like in the middle. So another thing that I like to look at is new highs minus the lows here. So right here, and this is a little more broader. This is like the NYSE exchange, but it's at a plus 14, right? We're talking out of like, I don't know, almost, let's just call it close to 3,000 stocks. There's only 14 stocks making new highs than are making new lows. You're right in the middle. Look at the extremes here, right? The extremes are all the way at plus 600. And the negatives are like kind of like minus 150, minus 200. So we're right in the middle. It just shows the market, right? This just makes sense of like what we're seeing. This market can't go that much. It goes a little higher, but then it like fails, right? These are just all parts of the puzzle, right? Pieces of the story, all right? So we can get right back to daily charts and we can finish off the triple headed monster here. I just wanted to show you that like how certain things just represent um, our market, right? But just to make you understand, we're in RSP, right? The SPY is a market cap weighted index. So as long as the heavy weighted stocks get pushed higher, the market could move higher, right? So just to clarify that. All right. Now let's get to that bond market, our triple headed monster here. So here's that bond market, right? So this is looking like almost like a swing high. And now you need to take out this 4.4 yield. All right. We just have to see, hit that anchored view up for the year. Okay. Now let's look at that Dixie, the dollar. The dollar is definitely trending lower. Now this is what's interesting, right? A weaker dollar is good for equities, and lower yields is good for equities. But for the bond market, it's always kind of that, is it people want to put more risk in the markets, or is it people are scared of something and they're buying bonds, right? So that's like, if bond prices get super low, then it doesn't make sense to buy a bond at like say 1% yield when you can go into stocks, right? So that's kind of how that works. No, so the VIX, that's our fear gauge, 30 days out of fear, is just hanging out at this 15, 16, hanging out. And we just keep getting low volume. I don't remember February being low volume like this. But maybe I'm just not remembering something. All right. All right, let's go to the market profile, volume profile. We'll do that. And we'll talk about what's going on in these markets. And what I love about um, looking at it this way, and a little advantage that I like to say that I have is, oh, let me put this level up there, is I can see overnight sessions and real-time trading hours. So that's like a big advantage that I feel, and I can really get a good sense of good levels based with overnight activity versus the real-time trading hours. Okay, so let's look at this yesterday's session, right? And get to these bars where it gives me like you can see it more clear. Oh boy. All right. So yesterday opened up and just had a horrible range. Chop, 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 right? And then there's our big level, right? Our most traded price of the year, the month, the week, all that, 61.32. It held it, right? It couldn't break it, right? And it pushed up, right? Pushed up. Now at this point, down here, tech was the weakest sector. Then it improved a little bit, but it still was the weakest sector. Up here, I had a short in here. Got stopped on the first one. I think it was, I got it in here, and then I got it in here, and it pushed all the way down to here. So, decent trade, but that was short lived. Pulled down to VWAP, and then it took off and broke the 61.57 level, right? That's what propelled this higher into this supply. Okay? That's what happened yesterday. So if we open this back up, right? let's look at together the levels. So you can see the rolling profile. I got a little excess to the bottom, you got value area, and now you have that. It's kind of flattish up here because you did make the most traded price of the day yesterday up here, but then now we're back here, right? So this makes sense, right? If the most trades happened up here and now we're here, if these people, like I see in futures, you can buy it pretty much almost all day, right? But so the most trades happened up here, and just think about it, people in stocks, if they were going along here thinking the market's going to push and they're here, and when you get up this morning and you're in equity, that's going to make some, that's not going to feel great, right? So let's just look at where we're at, right? Here's the overnight session inside yesterday's session. You're probably at the worst spot, all right? Because there's the midpoint of yesterday right here. That's the 50% of yesterday's session. This is called a chop zone, what you're in right now, okay? And what you have in this profile of the overnight is a very incomplete profile here. See how it's like, it looks like this? Well, a bell curve looks like this. So what that's telling me is, and here's the most traded price of the overnight, right? What this is telling me, it's probably going to drop down. And we're probably going to test this big level, right? Because if you do, look what happens. You test that big level, you make a profile that's complete. Now, if this level gets defended, tries to go lower, you're probably going to go back up to the other side of balance. Okay? That's what it just looks like right now to me. What this market wants. Wants to go lower, test the other side of balance. And what's going to happen, right? If everybody's short it from here and you can't go past this level, you're going to go like this, and it's all they're going to have shorts covered, right? And because we're just in this area, look, this is what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing. We're just in balance in this monster level here. Okay, let's find a nuance. We do have a nuance which should accelerate selling if we come there, right? Is yesterday's value area low is 61.43. Look at that, matches right up with the overnight low. So 70% of the trade happened in this area right here. So think about that. 70% of the trading volume was in this area. If you come down, break the overnight lows, you're going to break most probably like 70% of those longs, and they're going to have to get liquidated. Okay, that's a good level, 61.42. Then you have your 61.32, the most traded price of obviously of the year, the month, the week, whatever. It's just huge, right? And you have to defend that, so that's a big level, right? So up to the upside, really you have this 61, let's call it 61.63, I believe, the most traded price of yesterday, right? Now I don't, like I said, this is kind of could be a look above and fail, right? You pushed out of this balance area and now we're back inside. And a lot of times what happens is you test the other side of balance, this 61.21, I call it 61.20, right? This could hold this level again, right? But now that I'm looking at this, let me send this level to the back here. Let me send the other level to the back, so just so I can get, okay. So I'm going to show you another level here. Now this lines up with the 61.32, but 61.30, you have a confluence low right here with this 61.30, right? And I do believe with all the puzzle pieces I just gave you, you have an incomplete profile. You have the value area low from yesterday and the overnight low, right? You have a confluence low that held yesterday. I just think it wants to at least break that 6130, and you could test 6120, and then it's up to the market if it goes back into balance or if we really start to get weak and go down, right? So those are the levels, and let's get into scenarios now. Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay, let's do it. So generally, when you keep hitting all-time highs, eventually, obviously, we're going to get some type of correction, but the markets are very generally bullish. The momentum's on the bull side. So we are in demand zone here. That kind of got broken, but I kept it there because this is where the support is. Okay. So what I'm going to see here, what I want to see here is what I just said. I want to see this profile corrected, right? And we do have our confluence low here at the overnight low. And we do have the big monster level with the confluence low of 6130 at the bottom. And you do have this probably extended balance area at 6120 at the bottom here. Okay. So I'm going to say I'm going to expect this move at least to test 6130. And if it holds, right, you can't find acceptance lower, yeah, this could go back to the other side. Okay. Now, if you get more of a push, like I said, if the market gets a nice push, 6130 can get broken, and you could really extend into this extended balance area. Okay, you can see here, right here is the end of this price for the rolling week. If the market is not that weak, and we push down here quickly, this could cause another push, and you get above this level, yeah, you're going to come back over here. That's probably all I'm interested in for the longs. Now, as far as the short side, right? I've been keep talking about the this profile is incomplete, right? So if I want to get short, right? We know we have these levels, and this. Okay, we know we have those. Bears want to break those levels. Okay, and you have a supply here. You have supply here. Okay, so what can happen, right? So number one, let's say we push up, right? We don't break this yet, and we push up into this would be yesterday's close and the supply, right? And let's say we start to get some selling in here, lower high, lower high. Well, if there's enough momentum and the market starts to weaken, we're going to come back and go. If we go through 61.4 overnight most traded price, we're going to start to correct this profile. We're going to rip through that confluence low, and you're going to test the monster level of 61.32, right? Now, remember, this is a bearish scenario. So if you rip through that, and that's you have a weak low here, 61.30, it could just take you right down to this extended balance area around 61.20, right? This could be all she wrote, and we bounce. However, the market continues to get weak. You can start to really rip down and go to this 60.88. Okay? Because this would be the look above of the balance and the fail. And a lot of times what happens is the size of this range, you double it. So that's really, I mean, and the other thing, like I said, we could come up here and go up here, right? But if we made this move all the way up here, I'm not saying you can't short it. It's just a little harder to be like, I want to short this thing at all time highs, right? So we're going to go to the NASDAQ now. All right, let's go to that NASDAQ. NQ, right? And here's our balance area, right? And you have a beautiful bell curve. Beautiful bell curve profile. That's showing you balance. Guess where the price is? Right here. right smack in the middle of balance, right in. You're looking to get chopped up. Here's where you get chopped up. Okay, so horrible location where it's at right now. Horrible. Okay. Now we have still what was it, 22170, I believe. Most trader price of the week in the real time trading hours is right here. That market tried to break that yesterday. I'm sorry, right here, and find acceptance, and it couldn't, and it went all the way up, right? But now, look, we have a little overnight session inside yesterday's session. Like I said, you're right at the midpoint of yesterday. You're just looking to get chopped up here, right? Now, if anybody said, "Oh, well, I got long here and made money," like, I don't care. That's a coin. In here's a coin flip. Okay, in here's a coin flip, and I'm just gonna look for some levels to talk about now. 221. Let's call it 18. 221.18 to 221.03. That is a little bit of a confluence low here. Okay. I'm trying to look at some other levels here that we could talk about. Yeah, I'm really what it's really about, honestly. It's probably going to be yesterday's lows and this 220 22299 to 91 area to get tested. That's probably what I have to play off of, right? You got last week's highs here. We're underneath last week's highs. You do have supply here. I just think in this area is not high quality setups. Just not. Okay. So I think with that, we can get into scenarios here because I just, man, I'm not liking this NQ. Um, so let's go here with scenarios here. Okay. So we do have a demand zone here. Now we do have this level. Okay. What I will say is this level's still important. All right. So you do have your overnight low kind of matching up with this demand zone, right? And this big level. I'm on the fence about this area, right? I probably would rather be active here because look, you got balance area here. Three lows are here, right? This can get tricky in here, right? But I have to put it there. So basically, what I really want to see is some type of push up, maybe to last week's highs. You fail, you come through the most traded price of the overnight and this big high volume node, come down and test this balance area, the lows of the balance area, right? Because then you'd have shorts getting paid, and then they come down here, they might take profits in this big demand zone. And then what happens with that? Reverse. And you get some buying, and then you can work yourself back up to this balance area. Okay? It's probably what I'm really looking for. Otherwise than that, it's noise in here, like I just said. So, as far as the bear side, so this would be your supply to look at. Yesterday's highs. And then you have yesterday's lows really in this balance area. Okay? So, bears want to break this, bears want to defend this. So, if in any shape or form we just come down, we push up into this supply. I just want to see what we do around this area. If we get some selling and the market's not that strong, we could definitely go back, right? And test this side, right? Now, what else can happen? Now, see, in the NASDAQ, you don't have that look above and fail like you do in the ES. You don't have that like, ooh, we broke out of a big area here and now like we're failing. This is more balance, not a move above. This is more balance, right? So in this area, you could definitely come down here. Now, if you come down here and break these balance lows, you're in a demand. So if you get really rolling, there's not much to stop the market from just bleeding out. But this market has to be super weak to do this. Go down to 219.50. That is a naked VPOC, which is the most traded price of a day that's never been tested. But the way this market is, it just seems like it doesn't know what to do. And eventually we will break out. Just don't know when. Okay? So that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed that analysis and you can smash the like button. That would be much appreciated. Okay? Now, I do this every morning. Please come join me. I do the news, the economic calendar, give you long and short trade scenarios, and the story of the markets. All right. Now, I do post my trading videos, and I posted one yesterday. Pretty nice winner. That I posted out on my YouTube Shorts and Gonzo719 on X, Gonzo719 on Trader on TikTok, and come join me on my Confluence Trading Discord server. All right. Go to my YouTube homepage and click the join link and join me. Right. Today I'll probably go live again. I went live yesterday, and hopefully you come join me. All right. Now that's going to be it for me today. We got our plan. No trades to trade. This market's been very indecisive, right? Not a lot of high quality setups. So I'm going to just try to be super patient and picky today. All right. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. If